Hello, Crete-Monee School District community. My name is Coglianese, and I'm the School District Superintendent. And I'm really pleased to bring you another episode of Stories of Success. And these are podcasts that really are focusing on all the success stories that we have going on here in the school district. And today, I am very pleased to bring to you a topic that's very near and dear to me, and that's attendance matters. Now, this was a campaign that we started this year under the leadership of Mr. Eric Green, really focusing on getting our students here to school. We are going to talk a little bit about why it is so important, the goals that we have, and some of the resources that are available through the Regional Office of Education, as well as here for our families as well. So welcome, Mr. Green. I'm going to start with you. Can you walk us through the goals of the Attendance Matters campaign this school year?
Yes, ma'am. So the goal is to promote good attendance throughout our community, all of the villages that our district serve. Just letting every student know that good attendance is appropriate in every area of our lives, but it starts in the classroom.
I know you and I started talking about this over this last summer, and when you started thinking about all the ideas. Can you tell us a little bit about why you thought you wanted to do that for this year? What prompted it?
In the spring, myself and Carli and Terrell, we was just sitting down and just planning for the next school year, and I was trying to think of a more creative way to reach our students. And I noticed that a lot of students are very supportive of their favorite artists. I noticed a lot of students going to concerts. I see the T-shirts with the tour dates on the back or their shirts. I'm like, you know what? Let's bring that to our district. Let's have an in-district tour, attendance tour, and we want to make attendance cool. We want to make attendance fun, and we wanted to reach every school, getting that language out, ran by the student group, but also speaking each school language, even down to our scripts for each building. It's centered around that particular school. After having conversations with the principals and the assistant principals, we engage and learn the culture of that building, and then we embrace it and we get that language out.
So I was lucky enough to participate or observe one of your first tours. Can you tell our viewers what those tours look like and how that is affecting all of our students?
Yes. So when we get to the schools, we, as we set it up, we have the student group engage with everyone as they all lining up. Just welcome them in because they come in, they see the high school kids and they look at them like they're giants, So we kind of calm the atmosphere by engaging with them and giving them fist bumps and things like that. But we also start by with energy, with music and things like that, and then we give the presentation. We engage with all of the students, asking them questions, giving them facts about attendance, the positive outcome of good attendance, but also the negative outcome of poor attendance. And as we engage and we have trivia, we ask those questions, and once they get those answers correctly, then we give them a treat, a prize, or a reward.
Yeah, I noticed the energy in that room was really up there, and certainly the students that you brought in are high energy individuals. Yes. And I noticed all the students were really engaging with the high school students. Yes. They almost looked at them as pop stars, if you will. Yeah. Really excited about that. And I noticed the questions that you were asking the students, they were listening and they knew the answers to that. So that was really good.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you.
Thank you.
So Carli, I'm going to move on to you right now. What do you think schools can do to make coming to school more engaging and rewarding, especially being a student yourself?
I think genuinely with schools, I think they could shout out kids more for what they do for in groups and clubs and stuff that they do. So if a kid does something really good in let's say soccer or something, give him the recognition for it, give them what they want for them to be oh yeah, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to come to school for, to show people that I can do this, I can do better.
So, I've noticed you've touched on the words recognizing students. So it sounds like students want to be seen.
Yeah.
Seen and heard.
Yeah.
And recognized.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what, can you give me some examples of things that you might do for an elementary school?
For an elementary school, genuinely with an elementary school, you could throw initiatives, throw an activity or something. Some schools will do after school activities or something. They'll have parties and throw something together. But I think that's something that they should do to shout out kids that are doing good things, like, they should prove that, like, these kids deserve all this stuff, so.
Well, let me ask you, are you a senior this year?
Yes, I
Okay.
am.
So let me ask you, what has motivated you to come to school all these years? And what continues to motivate you?
The things that motivate me are my best friends. They push me every day to come to school and what I want in the future. So, I mean, genuinely, I want to be very successful in the future. I want to do international business. So I want to travel the world, learn about different like business stocks and stuff. So I come to school to learn about that so then I can secure my place in my future for what I want.
So it sounds like socialization is pretty key for students.
Yeah.
What advice would you have for students, maybe about getting involved, or how do they meet more friends, especially if they may be shy?
I mean, try something that you've never tried before. Go for it. Like, I mean, you only live once. Like, go for it. I mean, every opportunity you have, take. You don't have that opportunity every single day. So when you see it, go after it. So, yeah.
Good. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
All right, Terrell, I'm going to turn to you and ask you a few questions now.
I'm ready.
Okay. If you could give a piece of advice to other students who might be struggling with attendance, so they're having a hard time getting here for a variety of reasons, what advice would you give them?
The long story short answer to that would be that school saved me, so it will do the same for you too. And what I mean by that is that sometimes you don't have like the best home environment or anything else like that. And I'm not saying that I didn't, because I did have a pretty decent home environment. Like, I wouldn't say that I grew up in a bad household, but I definitely will say that it became a moment in my life where I definitely did enjoy coming to school every day. And when you think about like what school is, and like, yes, it's homework, and nobody's a fan of homework or classwork or anything else like that. But when you get involved, it definitely does change the aspect that you have about school and like how you view things, because you're a part of the environment now and you control what other people do or get to do. So when you do that, it definitely changes your aspect about school. And even though sometimes things can get tiring or a lot, I will say that that's the reason why I do everything I do, is because I enjoy coming to school every day. And getting other people to try to do that is my whole goal too. So that's the piece of advice that I would give.
Now, Terrell, I know you're involved in a few activities here.
Yes.
Can you just name the top 3 that come to mind?
Gosh. Okay, all of them are my favorites.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Broadcasting Club because Mr. Mays is in here. I say Student Attendance Committee, Student Government. I love show choir. I will say like my top 2 that like really challenge me are show choir and drama club. And I would say out of everything else, those 2 I really kind of, I guess, do for myself. I don't know how else to explain it, but that's how I always explain it. Like, I do those 2 necessarily for myself in a way, because those 2 are the 2 where it's not all about me, but everything that I'm doing is, I don't know how to explain it, but those 2 is a lot about myself more than having to rely on the people, which in those clubs you do. But I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but those 2, yeah. So all of them, I love all of them.
So it sounds like you are extremely engaged, correct?
Correct. Yes. Very.
So it sounds like it gives you motivation to come every day. Just like Carli, she talked about the socialization. Does that meet that niche for you, that socializing?
Yes. Sometimes I will say socialization is not my thing every day.
Okay.
But I will say like overall, that's like one of the reasons why I come to school. Yeah, to see my friends, to talk to people. I'm a person that really is able to like analyze a person and understand them. So like when I know that person, I kind of build like some type of attachment to that person. Like every person I know, I build some type of attachment with them, if that makes sense, or I try to. So socialization, definitely.
If you had one word to give to students as a piece of advice, just one word, be
here.
Okay, I love that. Be here. Yes. Thank you so much, Terrell.
Of course.
So Monica, Ms. Schmitt, you work for the Will County ROE, so you see probably attendance from a very large vantage point.
Yes, definitely.
So how does Will County support schools in general in promoting student attendance and addressing truancy issues?
Well, our role at the regional office is to act as a partner, a problem solver, and an advocate for students. And our superintendent, Dr. Lisa Caparelli-Ruff, has made it clear that in our job, we're here to serve the students and serve the schools. So our first role would be to figure out what the barriers are. We hear about truancy issues from the schools, and then we will look into what's going on. Why are there issues with students coming to school? What's holding them back? Sometimes it's housing issues, transportation issues. Sometimes it's things that have nothing to do with school, but whatever's going on outside the classroom is causing them to not show up to school. So if that's the case, we will have meetings with these families at the schools. We'll do home visits on our own or with the schools, like with Mr. Green. Sometimes we'll go out and do home visits. Sometimes it's a matter of hooking them up with outside organizations. We've had very good luck with Aunt Martha's, ThriveWorks, Schoolhouse Counseling, various things, organizations that will help the students outside of school or sometimes inside the school and get them to reach over those barriers. Sometimes it's a matter of, getting the transportation. Sometimes, we've helped with food, getting families food. Sometimes they won't come to school because they don't have the clothing or the shoes. Those are things that we can help with to get the students to school.
Okay, terrific. I was curious, what trends are you seeing across Will County right now as far as attendance for students?
I would say not just in Will County, but nationwide. Attendance is a big issue. COVID was something that really altered what went on with attendance, and students got used to maybe learning from home. And we don't always think that's the best way to learn. So getting back on track with coming to school and everything that really everyone's talked about here today, those are just the right steps in terms of getting students back to school.
Terrific. What advice would you give other school districts about, trying to find ways to attract students to school?
I would say be creative.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Green has done a great job in being creative, and definitely tap into the Regional Office of Education. We're here. I mean, like I said, our goal is to serve, and we have great people working in truancy, and we want to help assist the schools to support their students.
Terrific. Thank you. Well, I wanted to thank all of you for being here today for our Stories of Success. This was a very important topic and one that we are continuing to work on to increase student attendance. So we hope that our viewers were able to learn a little bit more about what was going on in our school district, and we hope you stay tuned for our next coming episode. Until then, take care, show up, and stay engaged.